So usually I do my videos landscape, but I don't know what was going on with my whatchamacallit. So we're just gonna do it like this. All right, I hope that's okay. So let me make the announcement on Patreon that I'm live, because sometimes people forget depending on the time zone. So let's see. Is anybody in here yet? Hi, Shauna. Going live now. Sorry, y'all. Did y'all say anything? Hi, Aaron. Hi, Elaine. So hold on, I'm still trying to make this announcement so people don't miss it. All right. So we're starting. Well, I'll wait. How's the Saturn and Aqua treating you? Honestly, I feel really good. Like, I feel so inspired to like manifest and set new intentions for the new year. Like, I'm really excited on however this is going to manifest, and that's what we're going to talk about today, how this is going to manifest for everybody and maybe what you can expect for yourself. And yeah, I also feel really energized and everything like that. So we're about a minute in, so I'm going to give everybody maybe like another few seconds. But how are y'all feeling? Are y'all okay? Do you feel good? I know like it's Christmas. This week it doesn't feel like it at all. It feels weird, especially for me, because usually I spend Christmas in New York and I'm not traveling to New York again for a while. So if you have like cardinal signs, like if you have like Cancer, Capricorn, Aries, or Libra, y'all are supposed to be getting a break, especially if you had your Saturn in Capricorn. It was your Saturn return. You're getting a break. So the cardinal signs should be definitely feeling lighter. I definitely feel like I need to be focused as well. If you're feeling emotional, we do have a full moon coming up in Cancer. So you can expect a lot of like major releasing. It's on the 30th. So lots of releasing before the new year, before you can really feel light. So Cancer's still got a little bit of that, you know, but for the most part, after that, you should feel better. So we got 40 people in here right now. That's awesome. I think that's the most I've had in a while because I made this announcement on Instagram. So I know I got some new patrons that probably signed up today. I didn't do any releasing yet. I actually felt like I was feeling called to do some manifesting. So it is a Jupiter hour. I don't know if y'all saw me talking about planetary hours on my Twitter or on my Instagram. So I'll talk a little bit about that. I didn't even plan for this live to be during a Jupiter hour, but I think that's really cool since we're talking about the Jupiter-Saturn conjunction. Yeah, if y'all want to know like about the planetary hours and what that means, like I learned a lot of it from iJade on Twitter, and I'm just implementing it and how it works for me. So if you have an iPhone, you can download the Time Nomad app, and like under the different hours you can do different things, like let's say you're going to make a post where you want it to be seen by a lot of people. You can like maybe write it during a sun hour or maybe a Mars hour, something like that. If you're writing about love, writing it under Venus hour, stuff like that. So the main thing is like I finished writing my goals under like the Jupiter hour started at 2:12 p.m. for Eastern Standard. So I wrote like all my goals for 2021, and I feel very confident that they'll manifest. So if you're watching this right now and you feel called to, especially if you're on Eastern Standard Time, write it down. Write down your goals like as you're watching this. That'll help you. So basically, before we get into like me answering y'all's questions about your birth chart and stuff like that, I'm going to talk about just kind of going over a little bit of what's happening right now, so y'all know everybody's kind of like talking about this. A lot of people don't really know exactly what's going on, but basically Jupiter and Saturn are both in Aquarius, I think at 0 degrees if I'm not mistaken, and so the energy is very potent, very strong. And Saturn was in Capricorn, what, for the last 20 years or something like that. So that's a long time. All right, so but was it in, I don't, somebody fact check me if I'm wrong, or it's like conjunctions happen every 20 something years, or is it, I don't know. I mixed up my notes, y'all. But anyway, Saturn was in Capricorn, all right? And now Jupiter is in Aquarius and Saturn's in Aquarius, and they're conjunct. So that's going to be going on for the next like 2 years-ish time. But basically what you can expect now, if you have like strong Aquarius placements, you're definitely going to be feeling the energies the most. And it doesn't mean like you're going to be feeling it in a way like that's necessarily bad. You just might feel like a lot of attention is on you as far as like your life, or you have more responsibilities and you're growing a lot more, you're maturing a lot faster. And so, you know, through responsibilities comes maturity and things like that. So one thing that's going to definitely be happening because of this major shift, this is a collective shift, so keep in mind Aquarius is the energy of collective, it's humanitarian energy. Okay, let's see what I just said. Conjunctions happen every 20 years, but for the past 200 years, earth signs, right? So the big shift for the collective is like, now that it's in an air sign, everything's going to be moving faster, and a lot of things are going to be happening like digitally and through technology. You're going to see a lot of changes in technology and upgrades in technology, and everybody trying to become like social media influencers and things like that. And before, when it was in the earth placements, that was when things like you needed to have a lot more tangible evidence for your progress and for your successes and things like that. But now it's going to be all about how you network. It's going to be about your mind. People are going to be like, yeah, that's cool, you know, you got things like to show for it. But people are going to be like, what's going on up here now? Like, how are you different? How are you unique? How are you showing yourself on social media? All right. So like I said, there's going to be an increase in, you know, different types of technology happening, very progressive time for that. This is a good time for you to really try to put yourself out there to make like connections via social media and connect with people in different ways, you know, in that way. So, you know, if you're not on social media like that, I highly encourage you to get on a platform or make a platform specifically for your stuff, for your work. Okay, make a business page, make your websites, make a YouTube channel. All right, that's gonna be, I feel, very very efficient. Like if you've been sitting on, should I make a YouTube channel this year, should I, you know, make this website, should I do all this stuff, should I move into like digital marketing, digital anything, I highly recommend you starting that. I highly recommend you getting into that. But really making a YouTube channel is going to, I feel, very much benefit you, because everything, like I said, Aquarius, 11th house, rules over social media, rules over groups. So you want to do things that you know are going to reach collectives, and it's hard to do that face to face a lot of times. So we're thinking more so how we can spread information faster. Okay, so that's the main thing. Like I said, you want to move a lot of your businesses online. If they're not online right now, move platforms online so they can be seen by other people. So that's the main thing there. It is a great time to manifest. Okay, like I said, I just showed y'all that I just finished writing this. Like literally about 5 minutes, I wrote out everything that I wanted to manifest for the new year. And I wrote long-term goals under the Saturn hour, and then I wrote my short-term goals that I want to manifest faster under the Jupiter hour, which is right now for my time zone. So you can do it like that. I've never intentionally did it that way because I didn't know about planetary hours until like a few months ago. So I just think that, you know, you could just try it. It's like, I don't think you'll get anything negative that happens for that. You're having an interview in a few minutes. Good luck. Good luck to you. You had the idea to start teaching Japanese on Patreon. That is so cool. Like, that's a really cool idea. And I think it would be very beneficial. Like, this is the time. This is the time to, like, do those things that you've been thinking about doing online, creating those online businesses. They're going to be very successful. This is the time to invest into stocks, okay? These are some tips, all right? Take it from Tarot by Bronx, you know, move those things online, start that online business, do whatever it is to connect with larger groups of people, right? That's the main thing that you need to know. Also, this is the time where you want to really start getting heavily into like crash courses and studying. Like I said, we're moving from Earth placements from Capricorn to Aquarius. Aquarius also deals with the mind, you know, intellectual. So the more you're studying, the more knowledge you're you know, grasping, the better. Okay, so this is a good time to study because with Saturn, it'll also be retained. All right, that is a really cool Patreon idea. Like, I would love to learn Japanese. I've always been big on like learning other languages, so that's a good thing for y'all to do right now as well. Learn new languages right now. Okay, Aquarius deals with that uniqueness, that variety of learning. So where Gemini kind of deals with learning from its intimate environment, Aquarius is more so about learning in a more broader way, kind of like Sagittarius. But Sagittarius tends to be more so collecting knowledge, so it can necessarily teach. I hope that makes sense. But yeah, Clubhouse. Like, Clubhouse is gonna be, I feel, more expansive, or there's gonna be more apps like that where you can kind of connect with people in groups, but still in an intimate setting. Okay. Yeah, do your research. This is a time where you really want to do a lot of research on things, as much research as you can pack. All right, it's gonna definitely be something that's retained, and you're gonna be able to utilize it in the future. And Clubhouse is like it's an invite only thing, an app, where you can connect with other people basically, but it's audio, so you can connect. You can find groups of other spiritualists. You can find any group really, depending on who you follow. And I know they have like some celebrities on there you can connect with, but I was just in a group last week, I think, and it was spiritual entrepreneurs. So you can look at, like, if you're trying to figure out how you can become an entrepreneur, that's a good place. But like I said, you have to be invited into that. So yeah, that's that. What else did I write? Oh, so the next thing is like what you really want to be thinking about while we're going through this conjunction is, yeah, it's like super exciting because it's a whole, like, it really is a shift where we're just all collectively reinventing ourselves, okay, with, you know, Aquarius, the ruler, Uranus, and that's about reinvention. But one, investing in digital currency, like I said, and also be like as creative as you can be. All right, be weird. Like, you know how Uranus and Aquarian energy can be very unpredictable. That this is the time to get unpredictable, to think outside of the box, to do things that other people have not done yet, if you can think of it. And there's always things that people haven't done, or doing it in a new way is going to really stick. All right, people are going to remember you. So this isn't the time where you want to play it safe and be very practical, like, you know, earth energy. No, this is a time where you want to be weird. All right, be fun, be exciting, be different. All right, so that's the main thing there. Also, another suggestion that I have for y'all moving forward that you can do, which I haven't not done yet, but I am going to do that, is to delete old pictures. Go through, I know it takes a long time, but go through and delete all the old pictures you don't need, all the old text threads you don't need, give stuff away, do all that good stuff. Clean up your social media. All right, anything dealing with technology you want to really invest in, maybe upgrading your technology. Y'all know y'all need a new computer, you need a new laptop, new phone, whatever. This is a time where we're in a very technology based time period where you are going to want to invest in yourself through technology and upgrading your equipment, you know, getting better things, higher quality things to help you, and that's going to be better. Yeah, rebranding, exactly. Because starting like back in the summer, that's when I was like, okay, I need to invest in higher quality things. So I got me a ring light, got me a new camera, camera stand, these lights you see back here, all those things that can draw people in. Like the better, you know, quality is quality over quantity. Okay, so some of these things, yes, they're a little bit more expensive, but the quality is going to last you for a lot longer than as if you were just to get something cheap for now. All right, so think about that going into the new year. So that's the main things that I have here. Let's see what y'all are saying. Y'all could, I'm sorry, I wasn't really chatting with you guys because I was explaining, but I'm ready to chat now. So you're planning on working more in your garden to grow herbs. That's really cool. Yeah, I really want to like buy from more smaller businesses. So you guys, like whenever you have your smaller businesses, or you know, especially if it's Black owned, I always want to support. So yeah, this advice, it definitely can be applied to any time, but I think this is going to be specifically for while we're in this Jupiter and Saturn conjunction in Aquarius. Okay, so you know, after that, the transits are going to change, timelines are going to change, but we're very social media and technology heavy right now, and it's going to last for the next about 2.5 years. All right. Yeah, a lot of people are saying that they wanted to just randomly delete their social media, and I feel that. I kind of wanted to delete my personal Instagram low key, but I still use it sometimes to talk to like my friends and stuff. So I think I just need to go and delete stuff that I really don't need anymore. It's still hard for me to delete things. Yeah, so as long as you, I would say like if you really don't like social media, just at least create something for your business and just have like strictly business profiles, because I do feel like you're going to need it for this time period for expansion, especially like with the corona. I think people are still going to be uncomfortable doing a lot of things in person. So consider that. Let's see. Currently at the beach, wrote down all the great things this year. All right. Yeah. So also, you guys, I'm thinking about maybe for Christmas, like, because I like to do lives during holidays. Maybe I was thinking about doing like we can make a vision board thing, or like we can, like if you have a vision board, like if you have a board, we can like do making vision boards and stuff and talk, because I have a vision board. I haven't put anything on it yet. I don't know what I'm waiting for. But I was like, I'll do a live where we can talk about vision boards. I have a lot of cool live ideas for y'all. Like I said, I have my altar live that I want to do with you guys. I have that vision board idea. I have I want to do a live about attachment styles and learning about yours and healing that. I want to do like self-care live, like my routine and stuff like that. So there's a lot of things. Let's see. I don't even use Facebook. I deleted the app, but I still just have it there. Let's see what else y'all said. I've been planning my reinvention for July and have everything all mapped out. That's a good thing. I've been doing more planning as well. But yeah, y'all, so what I wanted to talk to y'all about with this main live, the main thing is I'm going to be answering some of y'all's questions in regards to, yeah, Pinterest, that does count. I had vision boards on Pinterest as well. Sorry, I just cut off my own sentence. But I wanted to talk to you guys about like where things are happening in y'all's birth chart. So if y'all have questions about that, I will do my best to answer. Y'all know I'm not necessarily an expert astrologist. You know, tarot is my expertise, but I am trying to learn. So when I help y'all, it helps me. So, for example, where is Saturn? Like, where's Saturn in your houses? Or where's Jupiter in your houses? So it's currently my Jupiter return because my Jupiter's in Aquarius. So, of course, it kind of matters with like degrees and things like that. But yeah, I'm really excited to see where this goes for me and how this is going to help me with home life, because I have Aquarius in my 4th house. Jupiter's in my 3rd house. So, wow, you have Saturn and Jupiter in your 8th house. That's going to be an interesting time. I feel like it's going to be an interesting dynamic to see with Saturn. I think you're going to be feeling like you need to be more disciplined with intimacy, or how you connect with other people and how you merge. And it's going to be a slow process, but I think your relationships are all going to get a lot deeper and a lot more mature for those placements there. Saturn in the 4th house. So with Saturn in the 4th house, you could feel like you have some limitations when it comes to your home environment. Either there you feel kind of limited there, or restrictions there, and maybe you're thinking about how you can remove those restrictions for yourself in regards to your home environment. You might be thinking about moving, possibly. Since we should be on the lookout for new friends, can we be friends? Yeah, we can be friends. I'm not in New York right now, though. So Aquarius in your 7th house. So you're a Leo rising, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, this is going to be, for Leo risings especially, this is going to be a time period where you're likely to get a lot more serious in regards to your long-term partnerships. For some of you, you could meet like someone who turns into like a life partnership, or you're going to meet people that are going to be with you forever in these next 2 years. They're going to be like life partners, whether that's friendship, romance, business. A lot of stronger relationships are going to be happening for y'all. Who else we got here? Somebody said Jupiter in the 9th house. So I feel like with Jupiter in the 9th house, there's going to be a lot of expansion and growth there for travel. So in the next few years, and I'm hoping that things are going to get better for us, you know, when it comes down to the corona and how we can travel. But you're going to find that you meet a lot of, or you face a lot of more deeper, intimate relationships or situations when you travel, or you're going to get lucky when you travel outside of your state or further than your comfort zone. You know what I mean? Let's see. So Saturn and Aries in the 2nd house. So 2nd house, that's the Taurus house. So you could feel like you want to get either more disciplined when it comes down to your finances and your resources, and you could feel like you have to really fight to break out of restrictions in regards to money and your work. But the more you work, you know, the better, because that's what Saturn represents, is hard work and your discipline and your responsibilities. And then your Jupiter in the 1st house. So I feel like if you want to change something about your look, it's going to be something that's going to help you in a big way, or it's going to stick, it's going to last, it's going to be something that you're very excited about. So if you're thinking about changing your diet or changing anything about your physical appearance, your physical body, that's going to be beneficial for you. Sorry, y'all. There's a lot of different things happening in this chat. Do you have anyone to recommend for a birth chart reading? Yes. So I got 2 birth chart readings. One, her name is, hold on, y'all. Hold on, I got you. I got it right here. All right, so I got, this one was really a good one, and I watched her on YouTube. And the other one I found, I think I follow her on Twitter, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure her name. Hold on, you guys. This girl's name is Jalen, and she's an astrologer, and she did my birth chart reading. Oh, here she is. Okay, so her channel name is It's Baby J, and if you go to her channel, is Baby J. Oh, it's Baby J1, excuse me. If you go to her channel and you go to her bio, she has all her information about birth chart readings. So yeah, look her up. She's a great one. She did she did the screen recording and her voice, and it was like over an hour, but she did really, really good, and I really enjoyed it. And there was another one that it was written, but I can't remember her name right now. So yeah, if you want that information, just comment on Patreon afterwards. So let's see what else y'all say. Okay. So your moon in Aquarius in the second house. So I'll say with having your moon in the second house, you could feel like you need to have some type, either you have like an emotional connection to your work sometimes, or you find your money and your emotional, like your emotions depend on your money or your financial situation or your stability. How stable you are might dictate how emotionally fulfilled you are or how emotionally stable you feel. So I find that you finding some type of work that you can feel emotionally connected to is going to be very beneficial moving forward. Saturn in the 7th house. Oof. I would say with having Saturn in the 7th house, I heard that a lot of serious relationships probably will happen a little bit later in your life, like after your Saturn return. So it could be after 25. Marriage might happen later, kids might happen later, stuff like that. But you have to have really, really good boundaries when it comes to relationships. All right, with Saturn in the 7th house. So is there an area of our chart that we should focus on during this time? Yes, I would one, focus on wherever you have Saturn and wherever you have Jupiter. That's the main thing. Or wherever you have Aquarius and wherever you have Capricorn. Okay, so I'm going to use my chart for example. So this could probably help y'all, because I know I won't be able to answer every single one of y'all's questions. But for me, I have Aquarius in my 4th house. Like I said, that's my home life. That's my stability. That's my structure. So for me, finding different ways for me to become more stable, sometimes that might mean that I have to make uncomfortable changes on my own for my home life. And I am considering moving in this next year, and that's where it's hitting for me anyway, my area of living. So me trying to get more stable with that. And then with Saturn in my 5th house, that's my creativity. So I need to try and either one, be more serious about focusing on my creativity and branching out and mixing things up, or just thinking about my lighthearted energy, because with Saturn there, it's like really hard for me to just be lighthearted, not take things too seriously. So I would focus on both of those areas for myself. And I have Capricorn in the where is Capricorn? In my 3rd house. So that's my house of communication. Okay, so sorry, I was talking, I didn't read this. What does it mean if you have both Saturn and Jupiter in the same house? So if you have both of those in the same house, I feel like your 7th house is going to be super activated. Like there's going to be so many lessons over these next few years in regards to relationships. So you're going to be definitely taking relationships more seriously, but you're also going to have a lot of luck when it comes to meeting the right people. You could find like your relationships grow, or you like get a lot of new friends that come into your life, or just a lot of options when it comes to who you want to keep around you. So you're gonna have to be disciplined when it comes to using discernment about who you want in your life, who you don't, all those things. Okay, let's see what else you guys said. Jupiter in the 3rd house. I also have Jupiter in my 3rd house. So I feel like when you have Jupiter in your 3rd house, you can find growth and expansion or luck through your communication and how well you're able to communicate with other people or network. Okay, that's important. All right. So Saturn in the 6th house, Jupiter in the 10th. Jupiter in the 10th, that sounds like a really cool place to have Jupiter, because you could get lucky or find growth and expansion through your public reputation. So the more you put yourself out there, and I think with Jupiter in the 10th, it's especially important that you travel for a career, or you think about growth in the ways where how you can expand your business through social media, especially right now. And what was the other one? Saturn in the 6th. You can face some health challenges that slowly get better over time, or restrictions with your health. So Jupiter in the 5th, when you have Jupiter in the 5th house, I feel like you're going to find the most growth and expansion when you're more creative and you have more lighthearted energy, when you put yourself out there or you put things into your work, because the 5th house, that's known as like the Leo house, and it's about your childlike energy, your inner child. And so the more you take a lighthearted approach to your fun, or maybe you have more fun during this time period, or you're more lighthearted about your work, that's going to be where you find a lot of expansion. Jupiter and Saturn in Gemini in the 8th house. I think somebody else had their Saturn. I don't remember they said Saturn in the 8th house or both in the 8th house. But when you have both of those, I feel like you will find that you have those push-pull dynamics with wanting to be more intimate with people and then not wanting to be intimate. And it's like you have to find the middle ground between allowing yourself to be open, be vulnerable, to connect with others, while also allowing them to help you, and also allowing yourself to be disciplined in your own time. So a lot of concepts surrounding diving deeper. And the more you, I guess, get in touch with your shadow self and you really try to discipline your emotions and your reactions, that's also where you're going to find a lot of growth. All right, what else do we got? Yeah, so would Jupiter in the 12th house be seen as your good things come through the unknown? Yeah, I definitely feel like that's part of it. Okay, or you're gonna find, if you have Jupiter in the 12th house, these next few years you're going to be growing a lot when it comes to your spirituality. Your intuition's going to be getting stronger. Your inner knowledge, the more you trust yourself, the more you make decisions from within without trying to always find external validation, you're going to find a lot of expansion there, and even more luck when you just listen to yourself. Sorry, y'all, I got my iced coffee. So let's see what else we got. Yeah, I feel like it's always a good time to heal your inner child. I definitely wrote that on my goals for 2021. Um, and with the full moon in Cancer coming up on the 30th, that's definitely a good time because the Cancerian energy is associated with the mother. It's associated with our past, our inner child. So I would suggest on the 30th you do like a releasing ritual, releasing all that old trauma, old wounds, a lot of past issues, especially if you have issues with your mom. So yeah. Okay. Saturn and Jupiter in the first house. So Jupiter in the oops. Jupiter in the 11th house. 11th house is the Aquarian house. And that's also our house of friendship, social media. So if you have Jupiter there, you definitely should be trying to network with people, or you're going to find that your circle expands. Your circle of friends, the people that you associate with, is going to expand a lot over the next few years, especially if you're traveling. You're likely to meet new people and expand on social media as well. Or you could find that you're getting a lot more attention on social media. All right, so I'm going to answer a couple more because some of these are some that I've mentioned earlier. But a key to, like, you know, figuring it out for yourself, if I didn't answer it for you, is wherever you have Jupiter, that's likely the place where you're going to find the most luck, the most growth, the most expansion over the next 2.5 years or so. But you also have to be careful because every planet has its negatives or its downfalls, just like any sign does. So Jupiter also can be overindulgence and greed, like the negative side of things. So you also want to make sure that you're not overdoing it wherever Jupiter is transiting in your chart. Okay? Because you can easily go from the side of abundance and growth to just overdoing it. Okay, just being too indulged in gimme, 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 more, 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 more. Okay, so you have to just try to find that temperance. Okay, Sagittarius card, temperance. All right. Yeah, it is more normal to be emotional, and I was just saying that earlier because of the full moon we have coming up in Cancer. Okay, a water sign. So, um, oh, so yeah, I said how you can, you know, figure out what Jupiter's doing. So wherever you have Saturn in your chart, in your houses rather, that's going to be the place where, one, you could find that you have a lot of restrictions when it comes to that area of life that you need to work through. It's the area of life where you need to really have more discipline for, or you might need to like be more serious about in order to feel the freedom that you're looking for. All right. Okay. So Saturn in the 12th house, because I didn't talk about that one. Saturn in the 12th house, you could feel restricted when it comes to truly tapping into your spirituality. You might find that you have a hard time connecting to your higher self, or really trusting your own intuition. And so that's the area of life where you're going to have to really focus on, and it could take a lot more energy to connect with your spiritual side or with your spirituality. And but the more you practice it, the more you focus on it, the easier it will become. All right, so wherever Saturn is those places, those areas of life where it's not necessarily going to be easy. Okay, it's going to be a challenge because Saturn is a planet that rewards effort. So you don't really get any shortcuts with Saturn. Saturn is like the dad, you know, tough love planet. All right. Um, No, the energies of the full moon, I think it's like 3 days before, 3 days after you can still use it. So I think if that's what you're talking about, if you're talking about the full moon, um, your your whole chart is ruled by Saturn. Jeez, I have a few different things touching Saturn myself. I feel like when you have Saturn, it's like you might take things very seriously. I already explained Saturn in the 12th. Yeah, some of the things I already went through, so y'all gonna have to go back. And I am making this live public on YouTube, so you can watch it there as well. But y'all are the only ones that got to like ask me questions specifically. So Saturn in the first house, sometimes that can show up as physical restrictions because first house is about the physical body. So you could have restrictions or limitations when it comes to like something in your body or the way that you look. Maybe you're very hard on yourself about your looks, or something about yourself. You're very hard about yourself or the way that you view yourself. There's limitations there. So maybe you have to really practice a lot more self-love. Yeah. So how many? I don't even remember how many I said I would answer. I'll probably do about 3 more. I'm trying not to say ones that I already mentioned. Saturn in the second house, intercepted houses. I use the whole house system, but yeah, because that's a whole other thing. Oh, Saturn in the second house. So Saturn in the second house seems like a challenging place to have Saturn at times because you could feel very limited in your resources and your money, or feel like you have to work extra hard. I think I talked about this one already. But like, yeah, you feel like you might have to work extra hard to make ends meet, or it's just hard to ever feel fully satisfied with your financial situations. And also second house rules over self-worth. And so you might find that you feel like you're never fully happy with yourself and who you are. So that's Saturn in the second house, a few ways that how that can show up. But yeah, I would use whole house system. It's just easier for me because you know I'm not I'm not an expert here, but it's just easier to read. So Uranus, I have Uranus in my I don't remember if it's in my 3rd house or my 4th house. But wherever Uranus shows up in your chart is where things could be very unconventional for you. I think it's in my 4th house. Either way, I have Aquarius in my 4th house, so it's the same kind of deal, so to speak. But it can be like things are very unpredictable in that area of your life. Things are unconventional. Things are shocking. So, I have talked about Saturn in the 7th house earlier. And degree theory, I'm just getting into degrees, but I do know a few things about degrees. I just started studying degrees like a month ago. So I know like which degrees are which at this point, but Uranus in your 11th house. Oof. There could be some like unexpected things that happen a lot with friendships and groups of people that you deal with, or you have like unconventional types of friends, things like that. Jupiter in the 5th. Did I talk about Jupiter in the 5th? Yeah, I did. I talked about it earlier. I basically just said that the more lighthearted you are with your gifts and your creativeness, the more you can find expansion and growth there. Is there any other tarot readers that you recommend? Like for YouTube readings, I don't have a lot that I really like on YouTube. Yeah, I only really watch Milagros. I watch Rich Lop sometimes. But as far as like other, I like on Twitter, I think their name is Elcian. I did a live with them. Elcian Aquarius on Twitter. I like Gangsta Guri. He's a good friend of mine. I don't know if he's doing readings right now. A lot of readers are taking breaks, so I really don't know who's doing readings or who's like making content, but I don't have a lot that I really can say I use for myself because I don't. So yeah, I was saying that earlier, like Jupiter, because Jupiter is the planet of expansion and growth and travel, and Saturn is the planet of restrictions and limitations there. So it's like a push-pull, but you know, yeah, the conjunctions in your 5th house. So your creativity is being tested. Yeah, I don't have a comment about that one because anyway. What other placements will be highly affected by the conjunction? It's mainly gonna be Capricorns and Aquarius, and Sagittarius placements. And especially if you have your Jupiter or Saturn in Aquarius, you'll be affected. But mainly, yeah, Capricorn, Aquarius, and Sagittarius. Okay. So I think that's about all I'm going to take for today for birth chart questions. Unless y'all have questions about like, I don't know, like, yeah, I think that's it. Because I think for another reading, I'll do different types of birth chart questions. Do you know anything about mutual reception? I don't. I've never heard of that before, actually. No, this is a wig. So yeah, if y'all have any other questions for me about, I guess, manifesting, because like I told y'all, I'm gonna do also, I'll probably do this in a live stream about how I manifest and what my tips are and tricks are for manifesting, because I felt very inspired since I looked at my list for 2020 that I wrote last December, and pretty much everything came true. So I'm gonna show y'all how I manifest, what works for me. It's very simple, but I think, like I said, that'll be a separate live, and I might do that on Christmas Day with the vision board tutorial. I would say if you feel like you have a lot of energy that is just lingering and you're not in a good space, I would release first, then manifest. For me, I felt like I was really clear energy, so I was able to manifest. It's not bothering me. But you can just release on the full moon if you want, on December 30th, or if you want to do it before that, you can do it. Candles to manifest. I always use white. That's my main thing, is white. And they have different candles, like the colors represent different things, like pink can be love or self-love, and green for money. Green is a big one. Purple for protection and spirituality. Blue for communication. Things like that. But it's really whatever you're trying to manifest. But the main thing is white candles, okay? Anxious thoughts when manifesting. I feel like your anxious thoughts, or if you resonate with intrusive thoughts, I don't feel like they affect your manifestations at all. Me being someone who's very naturally anxious, struggle with OCD my whole life, Lots of intrusive thoughts. I always get really scared that I messed up my manifestations, or if in my head I happen to say something that I don't want to happen and I fixate on it, I don't feel like it has any impact on it, okay? Because your heart doesn't believe those things. Like, it's just like your brain. So don't get worried about those, because it's not going to affect what you want to manifest, okay? So with the planetary hours, I kind of got confused. Hold on. So with the planetary hours, they are always going. You just have to, like, that's why I use the app, so you can keep track of it. Like I said, I wrote my manifestation during a Jupiter hour. But no, it's not a conjunction hour like that. The conjunction is happening, like, it's now. That's for the next 2 years. Time Nomad is the app I use to find the planetary hours. So you keep track of it. And then, like I said, under Jupiter hours, it's a good time to write out your intentions that you want to happen. And yeah, that's the anxious thing. That's I used to worry about that too, but let's see. So I think on my Patreon I did my full moon release ritual for the last full moon, so y'all can check it out. You're gonna have to, like, scroll down some, but yeah, I did I think it was a live, and I walked through my whole releasing ritual, so y'all can look at that one if you want to see how I did that and what you can do to release. That is still up on my Patreon. I never delete anything, so if you can't see anything, or you can't see past a certain whatchamacallit, then you might need to update your app. If you don't have the app, download the app. So yeah, y'all, like I said, on Christmas Day, I am going to try to go live based on if I have enough free time, which I pretty much freed up my schedule for this week because I know it was Christmas. So I'm going to talk about manifesting. And like I said, if you have a vision board, you should bring it and make it while we're on the live. I feel like that's some good energy right there to use. And I'll talk to y'all and I'll show y'all what I'm putting on my vision board. I don't ever mind sharing my vision board because I feel like it's safe. It's not like you're showing your altar, you know, that's sacred. But your vision board, I probably hang that up behind me whenever I finish it. So yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed this video and it gave you a little more insight about the conjunction. Oh, I said Gangsta Gurry, Gurry on Twitter, Elcian Aquarius, and Milagros Tarot on YouTube. Those are the only people that I really watch consistently or have gotten readings from before. So like I said, I don't have a lot of people. I don't watch readers a lot. I just don't, because I get really in my head and I just don't. I do support them. Like, I'll retweet content that I feel resonates with me in the time being, but I really don't watch a lot of readers because I just overthink way too much and it's not good for my mental health. So yeah, I hope y'all got that. Like I said, this is gonna be saved, and so if y'all need to go back and watch it again, y'all can watch it, and I'm gonna put it on YouTube so other people can know what's going on, but y'all were the ones that got to comment. So I appreciate y'all being my patrons. Like I said, we're gonna have another live going soon. I kind of feel like there was something else I had to tell y'all, but I don't remember. What's in my spray bottle? Drugs. I'm kidding. So I just have this one's almost empty. So I have, this one is white sage and lavender. I got it from some shop. They have these all over the place. Like if you go to any metaphysical shop, yeah, I make sure that I have something. If I'm using sage, I don't like the smell of sage when I burn it, so I just use this spray. It smells really good with the lavender. I have Palo Santo spray as well. I don't have any right now, but those are the ones I use before my readings and after my readings, because it just helps so I don't have to burn stuff every time. I hate burning things all the time. Yeah, so oh, that's kind of what I was gonna say. So yeah, like I said, I'm gonna make that separate post this week about phone readings. Like I have probably time to do maybe like 5, maybe like 30 minute phone readings this week. So I don't know when I'm gonna have time to do it again, because I don't plan on reopening my readings for a while, because I'm focusing on a lot of other things right now. But whenever I have time, I am going to open it up to y'all. And so I have time this week. So look out for that post. And that'll probably be by maybe Wednesday. So yeah. Yeah, so we're almost at an hour. And I think I have said everything that I needed to say more than enough times. So yeah, y'all have a good day. Make sure you manifest or release first, whatever makes you feel better. Social media is going to be very important moving forward now. So take your time, revamp your websites, do all that stuff to make things look more appealing. Put yourself out there, put your business online, all right? Because we're moving into a new age of air, all right? So thank y'all. I appreciate you, and I'll see you when you see me. I was trying to give y'all a second before I just hang up. I think that's rude. Thanks, you guys. I am at Tarot by Bronx. I got the Scorpio reading uploading right now. If you're a Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, North or South, no, you need to watch that reading. That was a really, really great reading. Really great. Or if you have sidereal Scorpio, you better watch that reading, or I'm gonna get you. All right, bye y'all.